kaže, ko to laže, Srbija je mala. Ko to kaže, ko to laže, Srbija je mala. Nije mala, 3 put ratovala.
Welcome back to the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League preview show. We're moving along to our next owner on the draft board. That would be Jake the Snake. That was a Serbian song that talks about Serbia and
who says they're small, who could beat them, nobody.
Yeah. Good stuff. I mean, we try to pick a theme song for everybody here. But welcome back to the preview show here. Jake the Snake is on the board. The back-to-back league champion, Archon Tiger.
Hello.
Looked like a guy from Sopranos in that picture.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
It's pretty good.
That's after a couple of Colonel.
I'm gonna make that my caller ID. Your caller ID on my phone. You call me.
I look like King Kong Bundy.
And you're surely the commissioner. So Serb Destroyers. This is a photo of Jake. I tried to shrink you, Jake, to not make you as big, but I just couldn't do it.
Oh,
man.
Is that owner Tom McCaffrey?
Yeah. This is because the season hasn't started yet, but since they're division rivals, they play twice. I don't think they'll be hugging their being that close from now on. So, Serb Destroyers on the board. Let's take a quick look back at Serb Destroyers. He's been in the league since we started back in 2006. So, again, for those of you that can't do the math, Ryan and other guys that went to these colleges. Career record, I hate to say it, Jake the Snake, you do have the worst winning percentage in the history of the Jacked Up Fantasy Football League. A measly 345 winning percentage.
That's not going to get it done, Jake.
17 games under 500. So even if he goes 14-0, runs the table,
Be 500.
he still will have a losing record. That's how bad Jake the Snake is. His best finish was in 2008 when he went 7-7. It's pretty sad when your best finish is being 500. I hate to say that. No playoffs for Jake the Snake. Of course, 500 is not going to get you there.
But this is a team that came to drafts unprepared usually.
But this year he actually brought.
He had 2 publications.
He had 2 publications.
He actually gave me one of them.
And he had a printout. And I don't know, maybe, I'm starting to plan.
I think we're rubbing off on it.
Yeah, I'm planting a seed for the last 4 years, and I think it's fine. We'll talk about his draft here in a second, but at least he's getting there.
Right.
Let's talk about his draft, and first of all, let's go with the starting quarterback like we've done with every team. Are you wacko for Flacco this year? Because
I am wacko for Flacco.
Because I don't know. I mean,
how can you not like a guy that has Ray Rice and Anquan Bolden on his offense? That's a nice start.
A lot of guys are high on him, but I'm just not buying the hype, man. Because, prove to me, I mean, yeah, everything on paper looks like this is an improved team, but this is still a run-first team. They ran 60% of the time.
Not in the preseason. So far, I mean, we don't judge quarterbacks in the preseason.
They're not going to show their true colors.
Defenses are not showing, they're not blitzing.
Yeah, it's a vanilla defense.
But basically, what I've seen so far of Flacco, I like. He's targeting Bolden. He's got Ray Rice coming out of the backfield. He also still has Willis McGahee there. A lot of people.
My boy from last year.
Yeah, you can't forget about him. And you got Mark Clayton. Mark Clayton's looked good too in preseason.
Yeah.
I like Joe Flacco.
I think he went too soon.
Let's analyze.
I think he could have had a guy like Matthew Stafford that went in the 10th round.
Well, he does have Matthew Stafford.
Oh, that was his. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
he has the next best quarterback available. Wasn't the best quarterback. Michael took Brett Favre, which that's another story. Then
we'll get to Michael in a
drop
second.
all the way down to Kevin Cobb, which I got. I don't know. I think I'd rather have Flacco. He's already got 1 year, full year in the system. Cobb does not.
Well, I mean, even Jake the Snake can't fuck up with a 3rd overall pick, especially when Mark does him a favor and picks Peyton Manning too, which.
AP just fell in his lap.
It fell in his lap.
It was like Christmas in August.
But you know what Jake said?
What did he say?
I'm not crazy about Peterson this year.
Jake, you want to get rid of him, we'll talk. I think a lot of teams would be interested in him.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Nice 1-2 punch there.
I like Ryan Grant too.
I did too. I was kind of ragging on him on that one, but I looked at the numbers. Ryan Grant had a quiet, great year last year.
Well, he's in a great offense.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't know he had 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think that's 1,200 yards. He did good.
So Jake did do his homework in that aspect.
Jake took Deshaun Jackson as his #1 receiver.
Not to interrupt you, would you have taken maybe Ryan Matthews instead of Grant?
I would have.
Yeah? Take the shot at him?
I would have. I mean, I think Ryan Matthews has a chance to be one of the best, rookie running backs in a long time.
But Ryan Grant's not a pushover. So.
No. But I mean, you're asking me if I would have taken him. I probably would have taken. Well, actually, he wasn't available. Once again, you keep getting confused about the snake here. He was taken right before.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Then
gotta cut you off here, dude. The Heineken Lights.
Well, Ryan Grant was a good pick then, because I'm not really high on Pierre Thomas, who you took.
All right, well, we'll talk about him in a second here. His best pick of the draft for Jake the Snake, my brother.
Let's see here. I like Malcolm Floyd in the 6th round. That's a nice pickup. He's the #1 guy as of now. He's Vincent Jackson. Well, Vincent Jackson was last year. You could say him, or you could even maybe say Matthew Stafford in the 10th round. But I'd prefer to say Floyd. I mean, Mike Williams is tough. These 3 young wideouts he got back-to-back-to-back. Floyd, Nix, and Williams. These are 3 tough kids, man.
Well, I hate the Bucs this year. I think they're going to be a bad offensive team.
A lot of scouts are high on this kid.
Yeah.
And he got him in the 8th round.
You still need a quarterback or a line that can protect a quarterback, and a quarterback that can get him the ball.
I think one of these 3 guys is going to have double-digit touchdowns this year.
Well, obviously, with Vincent Jackson out, Malcolm Floyd is #1 guy. I agree with you. But they still got weapons. They got, Gates, I actually think is #1 receiver, even though he's a tight end. Nene, Darren Sproles, they got weapons.
Right.
But I agree. I think it's a good pick. I actually like Jermichael Finley. I think he could have the best fantasy season of any tight end. He has the potential.
I agree.
Worst pick of the draft. There's actually, I got more than one, but you go.
I think we're both going to agree, even though I told him to take this guy. LaRon McClain, bad pick. Now that looking back on it, I forgot that Willis McGahee was
He could have had Bernard Scott, which I think could be a
started
sleeper.
eventually, right.
He could have had McGahee, who's #2 on the depth chart of the same team. So why would you skip over McGahee, who had 11 touchdowns last year, to take McClain? He's only going to get the ball when it's 4th and inches or, 3rd and goal at the 1. They're going to put McClain in. That's it.
Do you think that was a reach taking Hardesty in 11, or could he have waited?
He could have waited. I don't think anyone would have taken it. Maybe you and I don't think half the league even knows who he is.
I got Ben Roethlisberger. I think I'll keep him there. So.
But he could have had McGahee, I don't know. I just don't agree with that one. I'm not crazy about Austin Collie either. I think he's the 4th guy on the depth chart there.
And Anthony Gonzalez is back too, so that's going to take away from him.
He's #4.
Right.
Sleeper pick of the draft for the Serb Destroyers. For me, the sleeper pick has to be Montario Hardesty at 11th round, because again, the sleeper is someone below the 7th round that we think has potential to become a fantasy football starter. If the guy is healthy, we know. We talked to him in training camp. We had the opportunity to talk to him in training camp. He was still hurt, but he looks like he was back on track. He was on a bike when we talked to him. And
I don't care for that pick. If you're going to force me to pick a sleeper, besides the 3 wideouts I did mention, I like Stafford in the 10th round.
Okay.
I think he's going to be swinging the ball.
That's fair. Bold prediction for Serb Destroyers as far as a record.
I have Jake winning the division.
Wow, that is a bold prediction.
With an 8-6 record. I like his team. He's solid all around. He's got 2 stud running backs. He's got Grant Peterson. And the wideouts I really like. And he's got the great tight end.
Wow.
He's a great team.
Well, knowing my brother, like only I know my brother, I can see him doing something stupid like trading Peterson or trading just doing some dumb things.
If he doesn't trade anyone, as of now, where do you like him?
I like him at 7-7. I like him 3rd in that division behind 2nd place Ryan, and I'll tell you who's going to win that division in a second here. But I like him at 7-7. He'll be 500, so back to a more of a respectable record. So, all right, that's all the time we have today for the Serb Destroyers. We'll be back very soon. Nije mala, nije mala, 3 put
You gotta go 10 minutes with
ratovala.
him.